I toyed with the gazebo or down by the tennis courts, but this has always been my favorite spot.
Oh, are you kidding? This is going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Daddy caught you up here reading Lady Chatterley's Lover? What were you, 14 or 15 years old?
No, more like 12. Oh, what an introduction that was.
Yeah, I bet. We used to hide up here all the time.
Oh, always. Well, this is, Daddy never looked up here.
No. This is so great.
Well, there's lots of nooks and crannies, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, we used to play some killer hide-and-seek games.
Oh,
Let me
God.
tell you, we'd be at it for hours, remember?
Always. The flashlight tag.
Flashlight tag, yes. Whenever you want to get caught, you came up here.
Oh,
You could hide in the bushes for hours.
We used to think you and Johnny Lindstrom were up here making out, and I never asked you about that, you.
Oh, come on, Johnny Lindstrom. Believe me, if I was up here, it was to get away from you.
Really?
The hiding place.
Funny, that's exactly what we called it.
Mm-hmm. Our Anne Frank days.
Yeah.
Let me show you where we're going to have the minister.
Okay.
This is it. Perfect. I'd like for you to come up.
Cain?
This is it. It's perfect. It's the perfect place. It's like it was designed for it.
For what? What are you talking about?
The right location, the right walls, escape routes. And this place is so big and so lush, nobody could possibly secure it all.
Cain, you're not making sense. I mean, this is my father's estate, not an empty lot looking for a tract home. You sound like a whacked-out developer.
Believe me, I am not talking about building houses.
Well, then what do you... No, you don't need to.
Think about it. Look at it. It is the perfect place.
For Cruz to escape.
Right in the middle of the wedding.
What, are you crazy?
No, listen to me. Everyone's attentions will be diverted. And if they're not diverted, we'll give them a little surprise. And then Cruz is over that wall, and he has a clear line to the road. All we need is a car and a driver waiting.
Cain, would you wait a second? How are we even going to get him to the wedding?
Oh, that's your job. Once he's there, I'll take over. Eden, it can work. Believe me, I know it can.
I'm amazed. I mean, I asked you to let go of this, and you're still hanging on to this? I asked you to drop it.
I can't. Look, I thought about what you said. I really did, but this plan is brilliant. It'll really work.
But it's not gonna work, you see, because I'm not gonna allow it to happen. Now, you have to promise me once and for all that you will let it go.
I will not. You said to face reality. Well, that's what I'm doing. This is a chance for your freedom. I will not let it pass us by.
Me and Cain to take over the last resort?
Yeah, I think it's obviously time to put things in order.
Well, you don't know how good that makes me feel that you got that much, confidence in me. I just want you to know that we're gonna have one project and one project only from here on out, and that is finding who really murdered Elena Nicholas.
Thank you, Pearl.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody knows that you're the detective. You're the real detective. And you're gonna be back with us looking for clues yourself before long. We all know that.
Yeah,
huh?
well, I wouldn't hold your breath, but...
There was one other thing. The business about the last resort was not the only thing that Eden mentioned to me, you know? I happen to know that her and Cain have worked out a plan.
I do not want that to happen.
I knew you were gonna say that, but I know Eden.
And I know Eden, too, and once she gets her teeth into something, you can't get her to let it loose, even though she's gonna go way overboard on this, Pearl.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I'll straighten her out.
Okay, I know it's gonna be tough to do, but somebody has gotta straighten her out. I mean, what the hell is gonna be served by her getting busted or hurt over some half-cocked plan? I want her to drop the whole thing.
So that could be easy, but I think Pearl and I can make all the necessary arrangements to pull this off.
I think it can work.
I have no doubt in my mind. The big problem right now is to figure out the right diversion.
Like someone fainting?
No, it's got to be bigger than that. It's got to create more confusion. Give Cruz enough of a head start before they miss him.
Yeah, well, the first thing I gotta do is find a way to get Cruz to the wedding.
You'll think of something.
Well, you keep saying that, but I don't. All I can think of is throwing myself at the mercy of Judge Larson.
Much of a target there.
Any suggestions?
We've all got our assignments. Yours is to get him to the wedding. Mine is to help him escape once he's there.
Wait a second, I just thought of a diversion.
What?
What if Ted and Daddy were the bat...
No, hold it right there. Let's get something straight from the start. Your family can't know anything about this, that the wedding plans have changed. They can't know anything about the escape.
You aren't going to be skipping out on your wedding, are you?
Eden has just become very complicated since my mother got back to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know about that. I mean, I know it can't be easy for the two of you, but... Look, if there's anybody who knows how you feel, it's me. Cruz, we were going to go up to the mountains and get married to avoid all the problems. But you two love each other. It's not going to get lost in the shuffle. And it's certainly not going to be diminished by what Pamela and Daddy are going through. And one more thing. I know it might be a little selfish, but I think it's the one thing that our family really needs to share something this beautiful together.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. We do. And Jeffrey, no, we're not going to cancel the wedding. Are we? Are we?
No, I suppose not.
We're just feeling the pressure. I think it's only natural that we want to escape, you know? Now, come on, we can't do this. We can't back out on this late date. No.
Oh, thank you so much.
You. Are you all right?
Yeah, fine. Just trying to find a way to get Cruz to be there at the wedding.
Oh, it would be so wonderful if he could come.
Yeah, it sure would. Listen, this is a really important day for you two. And if Cruz does get to come...
What is it, baby?
Well, he just loves you both a lot. It meant a great deal to him.
Well, here I am back. They say I'm as good as new. I guess I had an infection. 2 days in the infirmary to get me all better just to send me back to that other hellhole. It don't make much sense to me.
It don't make no sense to me either. What do I know, man? I'm doing 25 years.
You can't be talking like that, man. Man may as well die going into the lock.
Well, I don't see I got any choice.
This is America. Isn't that what they always tell us is so great about living in this country? We always got a choice, man. You just put it right there in your head that any place there's a way into, there's a way out. You just got to find it.
Yeah, right. Sure thing.
You're sounding like a loser. I don't like that. Look over here at me. You may be resting those eyes on your ticket out of here. That's what I said. You're looking at a man with help on the way.
I checked again. The distance between the garden and the wall isn't going to be as big a problem as I thought.
I'm telling the family.
What?
They have to know.
What? Why?
I just did a hard sell on my sister and her fiancé, trying to convince them to still have their wedding.
They can't cancel it.
Well, no, they're not canceling their wedding, but they have to know. My family deserves to know.
Don't you understand? There's no reason to bring them into this at all.
There's every reason. Cruz is going to need our help. If we possibly can get him to the wedding, Keith's going to have police guards everywhere. They're going to start shooting at him the minute he runs away if the family doesn't come up with an idea on how to deter them.
Oh, that's great. You're going to put your family between Cruz and these cops with guns and live ammunition?
No. If we plan it carefully, Cruz will get away and no one will get hurt.
Your family doesn't know anything about how to handle this sort of thing.
Wait a second. What are you kidding? My family has come up with some of the more intricate plans in my life. Believe me, when a cowboy puts his mind to something, it gets done.
And I'm sure Timmons can find a cell big enough for your whole gang when you're all arrested for aiding and abetting a criminal.
We are not going to be arrested. Kelly's wedding is a family event. I just think it should be fair, and everyone should be able to decide whether they want to help Cruz or not.
Eden, don't you understand that the more people you tell, the more chance there is that someone can make a mistake? It's up to you.
Morning. Morning. What's going on? What is it? Escape in the middle of Kelly's wedding. Do you understand the risk, Eden?
Eden, listen. Your father called the governor this morning about a pardon.
He wouldn't help during the trial. What makes you think he's going to help now? Then what are you going to do? Call the president?
You don't think I can?
Daddy, when all your connections fall through, that's going to be about the time that Cruz is going to be out of Santa Barbara. It'll be too late. This is his only chance.
Baby, it is too dangerous.
Any plan involving Cruz's escape is going to be dangerous, but this is the only way. We have thought it out very carefully to minimize any danger.
Who's supposed to coordinate this whole plot, huh?
Cain.
Oh, that's terrific. We're going to use Cain to do. You sure you can trust the man now, right?
Daddy, he has risked his life for this family. He is willing to go to jail to help Cruz. He is a good man and a good friend.
Have you told anyone else about this?
No, but I'm going to tell Kelly.
Eden, do not tell Kelly.
Mom, it's her wedding. I know she'll understand. And
Kelly
she's got a right.
will do anything for you and Cruz, including giving up the most important day of her life for your plan. But if you go through with this, she'll understand, but don't ruin her anticipation. And if you tell her, she'll feel that she has to tell Jeffrey. Jeffrey will tell his mother, and we can't have that. For God's sake, don't include Kelly.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I won't tell her.
That was the governor. He turned down my request.
Well, that settles it.
No, it doesn't. No,
Mama,
it's too dangerous.
I am not going to let him get sent to prison. Do you know what happens to ex-cops when they go to prison? And he won't need an appeal because by the time he gets it, he'll be dead.
Just give me a few more days, please.
We don't have the time. Daddy, if this family isn't going to go along with me, that's fine. But I'm going to do it anyway.
About what Eden's asked us.
Look, I hate what she and Cruz are going through, but we have to stop her from trying to plot this escape.
I'm not so sure of that anymore.
Darling, don't you understand what she's talking about?
Yeah, I sure do know what she's talking about. She's talking about the man that she loves that she's afraid she's going to lose forever. Now, I hope we get him out on appeal, but it's not very realistic, and we cannot be naive about what's going to happen to him in prison.
Look, there's no way of knowing whether he's going to
We know what the odds are, and the odds are bad, and I wouldn't take those odds if your life were in jeopardy.
Yeah, the idea of planning an escape at Kelly's wedding, that's really...
What else? Do you have an alternative? Because I've been thinking about it, and I don't.
Such a big gamble.
My darling, you've been taking gambles all your life. That's how you've built this empire, and you've had to do a few things that weren't really legal. But you did them, and you did them for the family. We have to do this for Cruz and Eden.
What about Kelly?
I just realized that maybe we wouldn't be planning this wedding for Kelly if it weren't for Cruz. When we needed his help, when she was in trouble, he didn't hesitate at all. He put everything on the line for her because he thought she was innocent. And how many times has he laid his life on the line for Eden? If she loses him, he is the only man that matters in her life. Now, she came to us for help because she thought that we would understand this is something she has to do. I'm going to help her. This family has to help her.
Of course.
Yes?
Yes, darling, of course.
Cruz, it can work.
More likely it's going to get you put in jail, Cain.
Cain, can I just speak to him alone just for a few minutes?
Would you listen to her? It can work, man. We can make it work.
We've taken care of everything. I know that doesn't matter to you. It's the principle. You believe in the system. Well, Cruz, the system has stopped believing in you. Something has to be wrong when a two-bit lawyer like Timmons can send you to jail with no evidence, no protection. You're a cop. You're going to be dead before you get an appeal. You think I don't know that? Well, I do. So you got two choices. You're at a crossroad. You either accept the fact that the system has handed you justice and you live with the repercussions, or you fight. You prove to Judge Larson, to Keith Timmons, to your fellow officers that you're innocent. that the system sometimes fails and that justice hasn't been served. You know what I think? Any risk is worth it to get back what they took away from us.
Together, you know, and I tried to convince him, and all he did was laugh in my face. But tell me, what would it have hurt for one afternoon for Cruz to be at the wedding? Nothing.
Thank you, Kelly. I know how hard it is to talk to Keith, much less beg him for a favor.
Oh, tell me about it. I just wish there was some way he could come.
Well, he has to.
As to what?
Well, this is the most important day in your life. I've got to find a way to get him there.
Yeah, but Eden, how?
Well, you know, I have another idea. And I know you're busy with the wedding plans, but maybe you'd be willing to help me.
Are you kidding? I'll do everything I can, you know that.
With what you did today and with everybody helping out, we're gonna find a way to get Cruz to the wedding.
All this time, didn't they just tell me I gotta come back later? The infirmary's too crowded now. What a joke. I hope you had a nice talk with that pretty lady, because where they're sending you, you're not going to see any pretty ladies. She seemed real desperate to get you out of here.
Well, she's just talking about my lawyer's filing an appeal. I got some friends out there trying to track down the real killer for me.
Yeah, well, I ain't got no friends or lawyers on the outside, but I got a plan to get out of here. All the help I'm going to need is on its way. Maybe you should turn your back to what I'm doing. If you got another way out of here, I wouldn't want to mess it up.
Well, I hope you ain't gonna do something stupid, Jesse, because I know this place, and you try to bust out of here, they're gonna blow you away.
Yeah, I already told you, man, that don't make a whole lot of difference. Getting blown away by one of these screws can't be as bad as going back in there and rotting.
You know, you got this problem in the first place because you broke the law. You think you can solve the problem by breaking the law again, man?
You're sounding like a cop. You ain't a cop no more. You're in here, not out there. You're one of us now, and that's how you got to start thinking from here on.
I want to thank you for coming back so soon.
Well, you don't have to thank me.
Well, okay, I've been thinking, you know, about this plan. It just might work, you know.
No, it will work.
The question is, how are we going to get me out of here into that wedding?
We're working on it.
Well, I hate to involve you in this. I can't tell you how much I hate that, but I'm thinking if I do get out of here, at least I'd have a chance to try to track down who might have really killed Elena, and then I could clear myself.
Absolutely, that's exactly what's going to happen.
But how the hell are we going to get Timmons to let me go to that wedding?
Well, Kelly already tried, Keith.
And he said no. I realize that. Does Kelly know about this plan?
No, I didn't think it was right that Kelly and Jeffrey should know.
Yeah, I think they should have their minds on their marriage.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go over Keith's head. I promise you. I am going to get you out for this wedding.
I love you. I love you. God.
Oh, thank you.
You all right?
Yeah, I didn't know you were here.
It's a good thing I was.
Yeah.
I guess that work we've been doing is starting to pay off, huh?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think you've had enough excitement for one day, though.
No. I gotta get out of this chair as soon as I can, you know?
You don't want to push too hard. You already know what that can do for you.
Kane, we're getting Cruz out. And when he's out, he's got to find Elena's real killer, and he's gonna need my help. And if he needs my help, I gotta be out of the chair.
You know, once Cruz escapes, Keith's gonna have an eye on you 24 hours a day. He's gonna watch your every move.
I guess I'm just gonna have to learn how to handle that.
I guess you will.
Besides, Cruz is gonna be fighting for his life. I intend to help him.
So anyway, this guy, I'm not boring you with this. I mean, it's the last case, I promise you. This guy, after what amounts to 3 years of self-imposed solitary confinement, finally gets parole. And as he's walking out of the prison, almost to the door, they pat him down and they find a single bullet in his pocket. They also find a pipe, a rubber band, and a nail in his cell. So he goes back this time, but to the general prison population, you see, and they're kind of rough on him. He attempts suicide 4 times, but each time, and this is interesting, each time he is saved by someone that he says previously attacked him. So, unfortunately, or well, I guess in his case, fortunately, he succeeded the 5th time. Drove an ice pick into his forehead. Though how he did it with his hands tied behind him is still a mystery. And Cruz, the guy was a cop. You know, I love this story. This doesn't disappoint me. I trust you won't let me down either. Oh, what do you know? Oh, here's your friend. You know, this is a better class of guy that you can get to join. No, I'm wondering, Blondie's gonna wait for you? She looks so fine. I doubt it. Good night,
That's one sick dude. He makes special trips up here just to torture you, man. It looks to me like it's starting to work.
Yeah, well, appearances can be deceiving. Actually, I'm basking in newfound hope.
Oh, that's good. Because there ain't no hope where they're sending you.
I'm just not sure where I'm gonna make my fight, brother.
I'm getting out of here. If you don't think your peel will work, you better make up your mind. This is how I'm gonna fight. You come in with me,